Senran Kagura Shinovi vs 少女たちの証明.
Hello and welcome everybody, it is WonderCat, and today we're going to be playing Senran Kagura Versus. This is something that fairly recently came onto Steam, and it kind of made an appearance out of nowhere. I saw it on the PS4 initially and was really thinking of getting it. I know that there's this, and then there's one other version. I don't know a whole lot about either one. Going into the options menu here, I have the sound turned way down so you can hear what's going on with me. As far as the, options are concerned, it's not a proper PC release in the sense that there's not really very many of them at all. And, frankly, it doesn't even allow resolutions above 1080p, which is really unfortunate, but it does have key binding options, which is at least something. Anyways, enough about the port itself. Let's get into the game and see what this is all about. I've seen quite a few streams of this, so I'm not going in completely blind, but I have not played this yet.
光あるところに影があり、影あるところに光がある。二つは表裏一体をなし、片方のみの存在はありえない。さりとて、二つが相入れることもまた不可能なり。その因果な均衡は終わることのない衝突の。
Not really understanding the method of setup here. I guess it's like, I don't know. I've never liked these kind of like still image and then we speak to you kind of setups, but let's go ahead and see what this is about.
時に勝利し、時に敗北し、白と黒の美しき陰影を。
Well, instead of being entirely silent here, because I'm sure not too many of you really care about what's going on with the story situation here. You can always check that on other videos and the like. I can talk about my impressions of this. Now, it looks like a hack-and-slash game with an anime art style. For some reason, I see, like, the more you're losing, the more clothes you lose or something. It's really bizarre. But, yeah, it looks like there are multiple different characters to this and that there's multiple different parts of the series. So, I don't know, maybe there's some kind of deeper narrative to this. I guess that's what we're trying to figure out here. Some kind of shinobi battle royale, apparently. That actually sounds very interesting. Warring States, huh? That sounds relatively familiar in that pretty much any anime and any game with similar premises all seem to mention it. I don't know, I think it's something with Japanese history. Excuse my ignorance, but I don't know the details. Fair enough. Now, will you let us play the game? It appears so. So we have 3 different schools that we can choose from here. The unfortunate thing being, it doesn't seem to give us any information about what these schools are. I can really only go on the visual appearance of them, it seems. This one in the middle here seems to have, like, a very pure nature going about with it. Let me check Skype real quick. Alright, I think I'm gonna go with the middle school here. We've stalled enough, and I don't want this video to end up being really long and just a bunch of nothing. Maybe I'll check out the other schools in terms of what they do in other first impressions videos. Maybe I'll do multiple for this because of the different school element. I'm not really sure. If you guys like this and you want me to do more content about it, just say something in the comments section or tell me on Skype. Let's see. I'm gonna kind of speed read through this instead of reading this out loud or anything of that nature. Alright here. Seems like normal interactions between two students.
黒影おじいちゃんと会うのも久しぶりだな。ええ、そうですね。
Really?
さあ、あともう少し行きましょう。
Interesting. This has definitely got the aesthetic of an anime going on.
何者です。
Almost like a visual novel in some respects.
半蔵
Oh, there is one thing I can speak about while we're still dealing with all this story stuff as to why, you know, videos have been as slow as they have been. I actually built a new editing rig, guys. So, right now, I have a 6800K, 64 gigs of RAM, a 980 Ti, the Asus X99A2 motherboard, and, a Samsung 950 Pro SSD NVMe drive. So, at this point, I should be able to do a whole lot more videos than I previously was able to do, and I'm getting a lot less hours in work. One of the biggest reasons that I just could not have the motivation to do videos on a regular basis was because every time I would do anything related to editing, it was just kind of slow. I'm not sure how much editing I'm going to be doing in a lot of these videos here in the next, you know, couple of weeks, but I have a few different things planned. I do want to do a video with Tony Hawk's Underground Pro, which will be one of my mod showcase type deals, and I also want to do a couple more S4 videos, but you may see more Senran Kagura versus or something very similar. Due to a recommendation from a friend, I'm probably going to do more content like this in terms of the anime art style type stuff, as in a sense it's my audience, he believes, that is like an ideal thing for me, because all I spend most of my free time doing is, you know, playing S4 or, you know, watching anime or playing visual novels or something to that extent. Very seldomly am I doing something that is more mainstream like you see on my channel, but I just didn't think anime reviews and visual novels and anime art style type things were going to be things that people would find interesting, particularly not because, you know, a good chunk of this stuff has erotic content, let's be honest. A lot of it is very pandering, a lot of it is very insulting to one's intelligence, and there's not usually a reason or a place behind that type of thing. So, one way or the other, I definitely think the situation with that is strange, but I'm going to try it out. I'm going to go ahead and see if that's my kind of thing, because I know that my Cinderella Escape video did get some positive reflection from it, and, you know, that is encouraging. A few people liked my review of Watamote. A couple people even came back to tell me that they ended up watching that. It wasn't so much of a review as, again, a first impressions. I don't have time to just, you know, go through and review everything that I watch. And again, I avoided editing like the plague on my last machine. I'm not going to sit here and say that my video quality in terms of editing and care is going to be substantially better than before, but I'm at least going to make an effort now, and that's something I can promise you guys, is that videos that should be edited will at least be edited to some extent, and, you know, I will not drop a video because it requires editing. I remember that there was a Bad Rats video that I was working on a few months ago that I just never finished because the editing on it was just too much work. It was 2 hours of recorded footage, and I just didn't feel like editing out anything. Even this video, because of how story heavy this is, may require me to do a fair bit of editing, as most first impressions videos are 15 to 20 minutes long, and I feel like we've already probably spent like 5. And to be honest, because I'm kind of speed reading here and spending a whole lot of time talking to you guys, the story is a little bit lost on me as well. But it does seem to have a pretty strong focus on its story, which, considering that it is a hack and slash style of game, and particularly considering it's a game with skeevy content, let's put it that way, you wouldn't really expect that this game would put that kind of effort into a story element. Usually it sells itself based on, hey, pretty girls are, you know, losing their clothes. Alright, so it looks like we finally get to do something resembling gameplay here. This looks like more of an overworld. And I may cut out everything before this, I'm not entirely certain. A lot of that was exposition and story and other such complaints. So, I'm not sure. We're just gonna go ahead here and interact with this records thing here. This looks like a save screen, which, all things considered, it's probably a good idea that I save. Dressing room. Oh, character customization. Well, that's a welcome addition. Is there anything we can change as of now? Yes, we can. Probably not the best time to do that, though. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to be doing some school-related nonsense. I have no idea what any of this is. I'll leave that alone. Missions. Now, this seems to be where we need to be. Where we actually do shit. Training field, huh? I'm just gonna go ahead and avoid that and wing it. I have played hack and slash games before. Cute little cherry blossoms on that door. It's got a nice little wavy feel to it. Looks like they're, you know, floating around in a lake or some such thing. Let's see. What's this all about? Visual novel style cutscene, I guess, with 3D models?
四季さん、みのりさん、私は学園祭の準備を整えてき。オッケーオッケー。バッチシや。いってらっしゃい。では。ゆみち、じゃあ、私は携帯で。ああ、しずえ。うん。ああ、ゆみちゃんの言いつけ守らないで、どっか行く気でしょう。でひひ、ちょっと見逃せないセールがやってるんだよね。
She doesn't seem happy.
だからさ、今日だけは多めに見てよ。明日からはみのりちんだって修行より遊ぶ方がいいっしょ。それはそうだけど、でもダメだよ。修行しないで遊んでたら、ゆみちゃん。まあ、バレなきゃ問題ないっしょ。そうだよね。しきちゃんは。さあさあ、みのりちんも好きなだけ遊んじゃいな。エンジョイライフ。何がエンジョイですか。ゆみちん、なんとなく心配になって戻ってきてみれば。違うの。みのりはちゃんと。でもしきちゃんが無理。ああ、みのりちんずりー。一緒にエンジョイライフって。
That's not a term you hear too often anymore.
みのり叫んでないもん。叫んだ。聞こえない。みのり何も。不毛な言い争いはやめなさい。ごめんなさい。まったく。今度こそはあ。特にみのりさん。私はあなたの全力を。もしいつも通りの戦いがあなたの実力なら。ゆみちん。厳しい。これは生半可な力で学園祭に出れば。分かったよ。全力でやるよ。気合入ってゆみちゃん。ちゃんと。
Seems like one of them's going for cutesy and the other one's going for preppy girl, I guess. I don't know. I hope their characters have enough depth that it's not going to be that simple. But I don't have a whole lot of faith. Sleeping souls, huh? Oh god, she's got like a lolly kind of vibe going on. This is all kinds of throwing. Oh man. Wait, who just called who an airhead? I think either of them have places being made into that kind of joke. What the fuck? This game is every bit as strange as I expected it to be already. Oh my lord. Alrighty then. That's just barely what I would call YouTube friendly. If too much of that happens, we're gonna have to be doing some serious editing here. Bloody hell. Wreck her shit. And we transform. We're gonna be on our Tokyo Mew Mew shit here and do some wild shit. Apparently she's meant to look like a cat? I don't know. Eat bucket! And apparently a 10,000 pound weight that I get from absolutely nowhere because that somehow makes sense. Okay, now she does straight up look like a Reaper. Is this like an ultimate attack or something? Oh great, she's losing even more clothing. Bloody fucking hell, this game. Secret ninja art, huh? Okay, she just took the lolly thing to a completely different level. Oh, thank God for band-aids. Alrighty then. Alright, so in case I did a cut, and didn't explain, this is pretty normal in this game, this whole clothes going off thing. And normally, I guess it's not one-on-one battles, it's typically against hordes from what I've seen. This is a pretty blind playthrough for me, I really have no idea what the hell's going on here. And I probably didn't cut, but I just want to have my bases covered in case I did. Oh my god. Can it at least dress her now? Oh my god. Yeah, well, at least this kind of thing is lightening my spirits a little bit. I'll give it that. Alright, how'd I do? Show me how hard I sucked, game. Hits taken, 340. That does not sound good. B. I'll live with it. I have no idea what that voice was. Don't go and ask me. Yeah. I've been spending way too much time watching way too many, like, parody YouTube type videos, and this is what I get for it, I guess. And we save. I want to do a new file just in case I'm to work with the beginning of the game again for another video, or in case I decide to do this video in another way or something goes wrong with the recording, you know, that kind of thing. The welcoming back is real. Alright. Seems that there's a dojo here. Online multiplayer? That's interesting. Makes me curious as to how many people are playing this. Alright, I think I'm going to do one more mission, and then after this mission, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. I'm probably going to do my own separate save file on this, where, you know, maybe I play a little bit further off camera. But I don't know. It'll give me a chance to play it and a chance to understand what's going on, maybe figure out what parts need to be cut and which parts don't in the future. What are you even on about, girl? Oh, that makes sense. So if I win, then you're picking up my shit then. Nice to know. Sounds like at this point I'm just an enabler for this little girl. Or older girl that is acting like a little girl for, reasons. Gauntlets. Okay. Gauntlets sound like a thing. Oh, I get to play with the gauntlets person. So I'm not enabling little brat's behavior. That's good to know. Ooh, this one's a lot easier for me to fight with. Maybe it's the style, maybe it's a stronger character, who knows? I have no idea how balanced this game is or is not between characters at this point, or if there's even supposed to be any balance. Oh my. What even happened? Did she just throw a giant pancake at me? That's not cool. Ah, she's beating my stuffing in. What the fuck? More pancakes. Rip. Failed. That's no fun. Does that affect the story if I lose? That's the real question. No, it does not. Alright then. You know, I'm not even going to cut that out. I'm going to leave that. And I guess we're going to have to approach this a little bit differently this time. Maybe use some kind of transformy thing before things can go to shit. Rah! Got it! Your little puppet things can go to hell. Perfect. Get wrecked. Get stuck to a wall. I don't even care. How does one block? I love how she just uses her special move in a time that I'm literally pinning her to a wall. That's fair. You've gotta be kidding me. About time I fight back. Alright, time to wreck you! She's effectively in swimwear at this point. What the hell is even happening? I refuse to believe she just dealt with that. That looked pretty freaking brutal. And the blue-haired lady wins! Yay for blue hair! That was fun. She seems excited by that. Seems like she's a lost cause all the time. Didn't you just show her what's what? You're the one who chose to stay in clean. Aren't you hard to impress? Alright guys, I'm gonna call it a video there. This has been WonderCat, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Let me know how you think of Senran Kagura Versus in the comment section below. And, you know, of course, the, like and dislike bar is a tool you can use as well. If you hated this, well, you know where that button is. Alrighty, so, yep, this has been WonderCat, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.